Am I the asshole for asking my roommate to avoid cooking a certain meals when my pregnant girlfriend visits? My girlfriend and I are expecting. We don't live together, but we're waiting till the baby's born to figure out our living arrangements. She's 4 months pregnant. There are certain smells that she just cannot tolerate, and my roommate tends to cook some meals with a smell that causes her to be nauseous. That would result in her throwing up and getting sick. I tried to speak to him about it, but he got pretty defensive, saying he has a specific diet that he sticks to and that he didn't see how this was wrong. I cleared things up, saying there was nothing wrong with what he was doing, but asked him to just not cook those specific meals that have a smell that trigger my girlfriend's nausea. He got upset and ranted about how he's a resident unlike my girlfriend who doesn't live here, and said that he can't even consider my requests and she's here almost 4 days a week and stays till 10 p.m. I tried to discuss it with him and maybe figure out a compromise, but he bluntly told me he doesn't owe me or my girlfriend any accommodations nor compromises. I thought that was unnecessarily rude and selfish of him. He told me to deal with it, or tell her not to come, which was offensive because she's my partner and she's pregnant and I need to make sure she's okay by seeing her weekly. He's avoiding me right now. Am I the asshole? I figured it wouldn't be such a huge deal since it wasn't like I'm telling him to stop cooking at all, just when my girlfriend is over. Info. I can't go to her place because she's currently living with her parents and I can't go over there because I'm not on good terms with them. Call me crazy, but I would say that, just had a baby, is the absolute worst imaginable time to move house. What are you doing? We're waiting till the baby is born to figure out living arrangements. No, you have a baby coming, you need to figure out where TF y'all gonna live before it gets here. You can't ban your roommate from cooking his normal meals. Your girlfriend doesn't have to visit you for most the week. You can go to her place. Or you can hang in your room if roommate is cooking something she can't handle. But you don't get to make your roommate's life revolve around your baby. He didn't agree to live with a pregnant woman. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Also, waiting until baby is born to figure out living arrangements sounds like a bad idea. You need a plan now. Am I the asshole for using stuff my in-laws send however I want? My wife and I have a 3-year-old daughter and 2-year-old son. I'll call them D and Sam for brevity. My in-laws often send us stuff for the kids, and it is usually addressed to Sam. I ignore this, as the kids are so close in age, 11 months, and are at similar developmental stages. I never put much thought into why Sam's name is usually on the packages. Whenever they send a toy, it just goes in the playroom, and the kids don't have individual toys, unless you count the stuffed animals they sleep with. My wife initially wanted to divide the toys into different chests for each kid. I said that didn't make sense, and it makes cleaning and organizing the room take longer. When I pick up the playroom, I organize the toys by type, and that makes them fit into less space and makes it impossible to forget what goes where, so things are easier to find. My wife admitted I was right, so that's how we've been doing things for a while. Today my in-laws were visiting and saw Dee playing with a toy. My mother-in-law asked why Dee had Sam's toy. I said we don't split the toys up like that. None of the toys are Sam's or Dee's. All the toys belong to Sam and Dee. My mother-in-law was upset, because she picked that toy out specifically for Sam. I just sort of shrugged. It's a plastic frog. There's nothing special about it. Father-in-law asked if I did that with everything they sent, and I said most things, but the kids do have their special stuffed animals they sleep with. Both were upset and started arguing with my wife in their language way too fast for me to keep up with, but it basically amounted to me being an ungrateful and rude asshole. Then they left. My wife said going forward we should keep toys bought for Sam separate, because it upsets her parents that the toys are communal. I said I wasn't okay with that. If we do that, we'd have to buy more stuff for Dee and less for Sam for them to have an equal number of toys. That would make Sam think we like him less than Dee and Dee think her grandparents like her less than Sam. I said if her parents aren't okay with that, they shouldn't send stuff. Now things are really tense. With her and her parents both mad at me, I'm questioning if I'm being a stubborn ass. Not the asshole. First of all, eventually your kids will want toys that are theirs, and not shared, so gear up for that if you have a problem. Second, your in-laws are sexist. Not the asshole. Your in-laws are blatantly favoring the boy grandchild, and that's not something to put up with. Your wife should not allow that either. Consider that they are even angry that Dee gets to touch a toy they intended for Sam alone. That's pretty mean. I don't see anything wrong with keeping most toys communal. I bet the kids are great at sharing. Though as they get older, they are going to want more private property and you'll need to respect that and smoothly transition to a hybrid or new system. Not the asshole. I just want to make sure I understand. Your in-laws send gifts to Sam and not Dee to ensure that both kids know he's favored? Nope. Am I the asshole for pushing my husband to insist we host Christmas again over his sister? My husband is one of 3 siblings and they usually rotate who hosts Christmas. It's usually the same people who go every year, give or take a few. It is my husband and I with our 2 kids, his sister and husband with their 3 kids, his younger brother and his daughter, his mom and dad, grandma, usually an aunt and uncle and maybe a cousin or 2. Not to mention his brother-in-law's parents and maybe a sibling come too. I really don't want to sound like I'm this type of person because I don't judge anybody on their house size or their wealth, but the issue is that his sister's house is so fucking tiny it's uncomfortable for everyone there. It actually isn't even an individual house but it is half of a duplex type. There will be about 20 people coming this year and I just think it's ridiculous for her to insist on hosting. They also have a large Great Dane that is on top of everyone. Well, actually everyone is on top of everyone. I shit you not that half of the guests have to sit on the living room floor to eat. Usually the older relatives sit at the 4-person dining table, a few people sit on the couch, and the rest of us are standing or sitting on the floor with our plates of food. Oh, and the last big kicker is that there is only one bathroom that constantly smells like shit. My kids always complain about going to this aunt's house because of the reasons I listed. I am siding with them and I said I would talk to Dad about us volunteering to host. We don't live in a mansion but we can comfortably fit all the guests and we have more than one bathroom. Husband doesn't want to because he says it will hurt his sister's feelings and she already knows how poor they are and this would be rubbing it in her face. I don't think that should be the case. I think she should want the family to be comfortable. I'm sure she must know we don't love sitting on the floor in that cramped house. I'm not sure if I sound like a spoiled bitch asshole right now or if I'm right. You are the asshole. Instead of dismissing your sill as being inadequate to host, why don't you offer to bring over a folding table and some chairs? You can help to make her house more comfortable. No assholes here really. Have you considered letting your sill host the event at your house? I know that sounds kinda weird but it might be the best solution. She gets to plan the meal and everything and everyone else gets more square feet. No one is really an asshole here. You have valid points. His sister's place sounds like a really bad place to host 20 people for a holiday get-together. But your husband is probably also right. His sister's feelings would be hurt by it. Like a lot of poor people, she's probably proud of what little she does have and prickly about what she feels like is charity. It's a tricky situation to navigate. Nah. Am I the asshole for not babysitting for my sister after my boss, her friend, wouldn't give me a reference? I'm 21F. My sister has been friends with Cleo since they were children. I've known Cleo my entire life. For the past 5 years I've looked after my sister's and Cleo's children. At minimum 3 days a week, I'll do school run etc. I recently became single, so bills and looking after my child, 1, means I have to look seriously at what I'm earning. Since Cleo and my sister are family they'd sometimes not pay me on time. I've never had a serious job outside of childminding for Cleo and my sister, so I put Cleo down as a reference after asking. She said yay to me then refused when she got called, which is as bad as a bad referral. After 5 years I'd expect more. My sister is 100% on Cleo's side saying Cleo has offered to pay me more, needs my help still. They went to drop the children off but I am adamant against babysitting. My mum says it's a nasshole move because I technically didn't give notice, can be upset with Cleo. But my sister didn't do anything wrong and had no notice. My sister won't let me see her children anymore. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. The fact that she's trying to exploit you by refusing to help you get a better job is grotesque. I'd tell both Cleo and your sister to get stuffed. Seriously, that's horrible. Not the asshole. Oh, it's obvious what type of game Cleo is playing. She is trying to sabotage you so you cannot get a job because then she will lose her underpaid babysitter. She isn't your friend op. Don't babysit for her ever again. This includes your sister since she obviously is in on the plan also. Not the asshole. If they ask, say you obviously can't be trusted to look after their children because Cleo wouldn't even give you a good reference.